Here with us here on Rising Stars. Now we're just a day to go for the deadline for income tax. ClearTax is here to the rescue. The startup enables easier filing of taxes. Archit Gupta, one of the co-founders, joining us today. Archit, good afternoon. Tell us a little bit about ClearTax. You've been functioning for a while. You've already been seeing a fair amount of traction and funding. What is it about ClearTax that manages to make the entire tax filing procedure simple?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So ClearTax helps individuals and businesses file their tax returns online and as an alternative to the government portal or going to a consultant. So what we do best is like you get this Form 16 PDF from your employer and you just upload it, and within a few seconds the software, the ClearTax software, will read your PDF and fill out your tax return automatically without any intervention from you, and show you a fully prepared tax return. And in case you switch jobs, you can upload multiple such Form 16s and it'll fill out the tax return. And with one and a half day to go, it's a good time to know about ClearTax.
So apparently it takes very little time. Talk to us about the kind of tech you have in place, how you've managed to simplify the procedure, because usually it's something so mind-boggling, and then we end up thinking about it as needing a lot of documents, having to go to a CA to sort it out for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think what our brand promise is, it takes 7 minutes to file on ClearTax, and how we've made that possible is by investing a lot of time, technology and product energy in figuring out what works for a consumer. So basically people are not able to really understand a lot of tax terminology. All of that is very scary, right? You look towards a consultant in case you're fearful. So what we've done is first we have simplified the process. So we've broken it down into a step-by-step journey, if you will. It's a Q&A journey. And the second thing is you get these documents, right? The Form 16 or Form 26AS, which is a tax credit statement which comes out from the government. All of those, you can upload to ClearTax and it'll read that data automatically, the PDF automatically, and you don't have to read it. The software will fill it out in the right places, and then you can review it and edit in case you need to change some of those things. Plus every question, every item you want to fill into the tax department's form, we'll give you a help text, a video, full coverage of what you need to do here and how will you find that information. So, and the other thing is the whole process is completely paperless. So you don't have to you don't have to submit any paper or upload any documents. You just need to have them handy, or if you have the PDFs handy, they can be read by the ClearTax platform automatically. In terms of technology, right, we have a lot of investment in terms of scaling out the technology in the cloud. What that means is tax filing is historically a last minute activity. People generally try to procrastinate, which is common, and then in the last minute they try to get to the tax returns, right? And historically that has caused server crashes at the tax department, etc. This year it's been very smooth, but still a lot of load in the last minute, and we have over 250 servers which are running in the cloud, handling the load at the peak time, and so that really helps consumers have a very seamless, very quick experience. And the servers scale out as the traffic crush comes in during the last minute, and when it goes away, the servers are we reduce to fewer servers in the cloud. So that also helps consumers a lot.
Right. Also, with regards to GST, Archit, let's get your views in on the process, how ClearTax, I think, also allows you to perhaps look at some of those taxes, and how things are expected to get simplified going forward now.
Yeah, so absolutely. And now ClearTax is investing heavily in becoming part of the GST ecosystem. So we're working with the GSTN, and we are becoming what is called a GSP, goods services provider. So the software provider which helps businesses and tax experts like CAs, etc., do the compliances for what is needed for the business, and the CA firm who's helping the business. So what that means is, and by the way, ClearTax today helps 10,000 CA firms do the income tax returns and TDS returns. So we think it's a very easy next step in our journey, helping with the GST system. And obviously last night Rajya Sabha passed the bill. So if you look at the technology enablement the bill allows for, right, the entire system is electronic. and like various, like all the invoice reporting, and every monthly the reports have to be submitted to the GST system, and all of that technology is being built by Infosys, and the the government is depending on the ecosystem, like software players like us, to build for the consumer, build for the taxpayer, the business taxpayer or the CA, and that software will enable them to talk to the government systems. And so this will be on the app like Android or iOS for the business owner. This will be on the desktop. So like you'll see a lot of apps and experiences coming out because of this GST ecosystem. It will simplify like movement of goods across cities. Obviously, panelists have been talking about it today all day. But from a software perspective, I think it will help businesses and CA provider, like CA firms, do this very in a more simple way. I think the massive simplification which is coming is when you're doing cross-border, cross-state border commerce, like across multiple states, things will get definitely simplified, especially impact on e-commerce and other services. Definitely there'll be a period, like a 12-month period, in which like a lot of things will get shaked out. A lot of the IT systems will adjust to these new requirements, and people will still have to understand how to traverse this complexity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you're planning to stay on top of it all there, Archit. You've talking about your investors. Are there specific targets that they have, or that you together have kept in mind with regards to your growth trajectory? And are you already charging customers for filing online? What's the kind of revenue model that you look at?
Yeah. So in terms of like, first I'll cover the revenue model, right? Like we basically, the tax filing on ClearTax as a platform is offered free to individual consumers. For businesses, we actually charge for the tax return filing and the TDS returns. We charge both businesses, CA firms, etc. And from a consumer and business perspective, if they need a service, right, like if they need like a CA to help them, then there's a marketplace model where we basically connect them to a CA firm, and like what that leads us is to like a revenue share in that scenario, and the tax filing can proceed. So like we have plans which range from rupees 500 to rupees 13,000, and so what that gives us is a lot of revenue in that scenario. 60% of our revenue comes from B2B segments, 40% comes from the consumer segment, and we look to scale both of those out. In terms of like the forward-looking investment, right, like we recently raised a Series A of $12 million from Safe Partners, and now some of the goals collectively are to like serve 1 lakh businesses, serve like we already today serve 1 million consumers, scaling that out to like more of India. Like I think we are on that trajectory, and we would love to help more taxpayers in this.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Archit. Good day to talk to you with all the action around the tax front. We run out of time on the show, but lots more coming up here on the channel. Stay tuned.